items have always led people into trouble throughout history. Adam and Eve ate the forbidden fruit, and God has punished humans with sins for eternity. Children are often told not to eat sweets before dinner so that they do not spoil their appetites. More often than not, kids plunge their hands into the cookie jar and rummage through the pantry and then do not eat their green beans. We are all tempted through our lives and live in a very sinful world. It can be very difficult to stay on the correct path that we are traveling. Most people know that if you tell someone not to do it, more than likely they will go ahead and do it anyway. Throughout my life, I have often been a representative of this method. My parents would tell me one thing, and I would go ahead and do the other. This also became true for me and many other teenagers in the U.S. when it comes to alcohol. During high school and most of college, it is illegal to drink in the United States until age 21. Unfortunately, most kids still go against this and drink anyway. The United States has tried prohibition tactics before without success. Therefore, lowering the drinking age back to 18 would help solve some of the country's major drinking problems. Kids want to experiment with alcohol and often begin at very young ages such as 12 and 13, which seems unreal. We need to know how alcohol affects the body and what statistics really show. Let's begin with a past history on prohibition in the United States. Prohibition began in 1919 with the 18th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution banning all alcohol. This comes from the NYRA, which is the National Youth Rights Association. This was not effective towards the citizens at all. People started making their own alcohol from grains, which made beers and whiskeys, ethanol, which made moonshine, and many others. They had to hide their distilleries in their barns from the law and kept it all underground and secret, much like the black market today. They started selling rings so others could purchase it, and they made money. The 18th Amendment was repealed in 1933 by the 21st Amendment. The United States officially changed the drinking age to 21 in 1984. The Mothers Against Drunk Driving supported the 18th law and are against drunk driving and helped drive the bill into becoming a law, and this came from USA Today. Now that we know some of the U.S. history on the subject, let's see how alcohol actually affects our bodies. Alcohol is a drug and one of the most commonly used in the United States, up with tobacco and Tylenol. Moderate consumption of alcohol, in fact, does not destroy the brain cells, whereas heavy consumption and long-term use can, and this comes from Potsdam. Drinking in moderation is the best way to consume alcohol if one desires to do so. Some tips for drinking lightly are to know your limit, eat food while you drink, just sip your drink lightly and do not gulp it. Drink a bottle of water after every alcoholic drink, and do not participate in drinking games to get drunk. The alcohol equivalent is a 12-ounce beer or a can of beer, a 5-ounce glass of wine, and this is an actual 5-ounce glass. Some glasses of wine are larger, but do not fill those up. Fill them to the 5-ounce line, because some of them are really big, and if you fill them all the way, then, well, there's going to be more alcohol in them, and you will get drunk quicker. Or 1.5 ounces shot of distilled spirits, which is whiskey, vodka, gin, rum, or tequila. And this also comes from Potsdam. Mix your drinks appropriately and watch the alcohol content to control how much alcohol you get in your body. And this is called the blood alcohol content level, or the BAC. You can never actually fake a breathalyzer, no matter what people tell you. You can go online and try to find out how to fake them, but you really can't. If you get pulled over and a cop says, "I'm going to give you a breathalyzer," they will tell you you have to have so many long breaths to get it in, otherwise they will tell you, no, you're not going to pass this, because it will tell you the ugly truth. Alcohol can be tricky, and let's see how well the 21 age limit actually has helped the United States. Many studies have been done by colleges in the United States to see the effects of alcohol, but some are more biased than others to hide the truth. Studies have shown that more kids drink heavily, about 24%, when they are under 21, and then it drops to 15% after they reach the legal age. And this comes from Indiana University. A heavy drinker is classified as having 5 or more drinks once a week or more. Moderate drinkers stay about the same at 18% for both in this study. Drinking games increase the usage of alcohol for most kids, especially college kids and even high school kids. Many problems associated with these drinkers, such as the usual hangover, skipping class, drunk driving, drinking while driving, trouble with law, fights, DUI, MIPs or MICs. And MIPs are minors in possession, and you can get this ticket where you just have beer in your possession, and you can have a case of beer in your trunk, and it's a ticket. And it's a misdemeanor, and it ranges about $200, and you can go to jail for it. And MICs, and it's minor consumption, so they find that you are under 21 and you are drunk. And so they can find you walking on the street or just minding your own business. So have you been drinking tonight? You can lie to them, and they can give you a breathalyzer and find that. They'll give you a ticket, and you can go to jail for an MIC. And lower grades, loss of job, fighting, or you might even think that you have had a drinking problem. And these all are associated with heavy drinking. Moderate and heavy drinkers have related problems due to these drinking games, just because drinking games, the main point of drinking games is you want to get drunk. You want to have a good time with your friends, and it's all associated with alcohol. And this comes from Indiana University. Some common games are beer pong, beer darts, washers, ride the bus, and P&A, and those are the card games. Polish horseshoes, ladder ball, flippy cup, quarters, and there's many more. I can't name them all because everybody thinks of stupid games to play just for the point of getting drunk. These games increase the binge drinking tendencies for young kids and make it easier for them to complete their goal of becoming drunk or smashed. Has the law really helped us? Changing it back really could, and let's see why.